What's up, everybody? Well, I got another gameplay video for you guys today, and today we're gonna check out Hogwarts Legacy again in Hogsmeade, but at 1440p this time. And then we will move on over to the desktops and see how those handle it. But I figured we'll try the same settings we ran at 1080p and see if we can get over 60 the whole time. Now, we were literally right at 60 at points in there, so it's probably not gonna work, and I'm probably gonna have to lower the settings a little more here and there, or turn on FSR. But I'm hoping that maybe since we're going up to 14p, we'll lessen the CPU bottleneck a little bit, just enough to still sneak over 60 the whole time. But who knows what'll happen? We'll have to wait until we get in there to find out. But let's not waste any more time and get it hooked up to the capture computer, and we'll see what she can do. And if it can't do it, we'll lower the settings like we've done on all the other videos until it can. And then, once we figure out acceptable settings, we'll get a little camera gameplay at the end too. So let's go hop on into the game, shall we?
Now we're gonna try 1440p on the Asus G15 Advantage, and we're just gonna leave the settings the same as we had at the end of 1080p, what we settled on. Now, it might not work because this is a higher resolution, but I'm hoping the higher resolution lessens the CPU bottleneck and still allows us to get 60 everywhere. Or at least not drop under 60 much. But alright, we've reached the bottom, so why don't we now go and find out for ourselves? Well, here we go on the Asus G15 Advantage, but at 1440 this time. So, let's run around and see if we can't stay at 60 or at least around. So far, it's doing pretty good. Doesn't seem that much worse than it was at 1080p. We're really cutting close here at some spots, down to like 61, but I think even at 1080p, we dropped down to 58 or something one time. Maybe two while running around at the most hardest parts to run. But no, so far so good. I'm impressed. I guess, yeah, because we're getting like 98% GPU utilization, so
hello there.
we're upping the resolution actually helped us out here. So if I had the 1080p version, I'd use super resolution and up it to 1440. Because you don't need 300 hertz of the screen anyway, and it's not like that goes away. But most games, if you want frame rate, you don't really up your resolution anyway. The only person that does that is me on my main computer. I still play a lot of games like Modern Warfare. Well, not really at 4K technically because I have a DLSS on, but still at high resolution, and I don't always drop them down to 1080p or anything like that. Because half of them will run into a CPU bottleneck if you do that. So I'd rather figure out where I can get a decent FPS, like around 200 in that game. That's one of the few games where I'll allow screen tearing and shit. Because more FPS you have, the bigger advantage you have. As long as you can deal up with a screen tearing, but most of the time this computer is mostly used to play single-player games with high graphics settings, like usually maxed out or at least high graphics settings. With a little ray tracing or something. That's how I'm running
Sometimes it seems all roads lead to
Dead Space
Hogsmeade.
remake. I've got that just maxed out. Don't even have DLSS on. Actually, no, I might have turned it on to quality. Yeah, I did turn it on quality because it couldn't quite hit 60 without it. Got close, but it got way lower FPS than 60 at some spots. I saw that one dropping down to 40, so I was like, okay, nope. Let's not tone settings now, but let's put some DLSS on to quality. And then after I did that, it didn't really drop below 40 or 60 anymore. Still has some stutters here and there, though. Still nothing like Castillo Protocol, though. That game was kind of fun, but still kind of lame. I'm definitely enjoying the Dead Space remake more than that game, that's for sure. All right. I guess let's keep running around a little more here. Well, still at points, though, we do get CPU bottlenecked, see? We drop down from the 90s all the way down into the 80s and 70s. So even 1440p isn't enough to eliminate the CPU bottleneck entirely from this area. Yep, so that's why on my main computer I will probably be playing at 4K with no DLSS and probably no ray tracing, because if I turn ray tracing on around here, I can guarantee you it probably will drop under 60. Might have to try that just as a lone video. Just turn ray tracing on my main computer and see how it can handle this. And then also try maybe like one quality DLSS setting and that frame generation too, because I'm sure a lot of people want to know how the 4090 does in a game like this. Just max the fuck out, basically, you know? All right, though. Let's head on down here. And now, why don't we go ahead and move on to some camera?
Well now, time for some camera gameplay. So let's just run around Hogsmeade again, shall we? Now there were a couple times where we dropped under 60. I think I saw 58 at one point, but not that bad at all. Definitely not worth sitting there like turning stuff down to low. Over. Because this game technically recommends you run everything on medium. That's what the game's recommended is. Alright, run down like the literal middle of the street here. This is the hardest part right here. So yeah, if you can run down Main Street and stay around 60 FPS, you're probably going to be golden everywhere else in the game, I would imagine. Unless somebody gets farther in the game and discovers that this is not the toughest place to run. In which case, I'll always do more videos. I don't mind. Where in the hell is he going? Did he just steal something? He's like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Almost looks like fucking Jack the Ripper. Sure, it would be nice to have auto watering cans. Sure are a lot of rats. Damn, that's a fucking pumpkin. Is he painting? Yeah. Look at him go.
Does it get any more cozy than Hogsmeade?
Only a hairy-hearted sod would
We always seem to drop to 58, 59 there as well. Something back there must also be quite intensive. But now we have made it back to the starting point. So now, why don't we go wrap this video on up now? Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Hogwarts Legacy at 1440p now, and it did a pretty damn good job. We did drop a smidgen under 60, but I was expecting to drop like under the 50s, like low 50s or whatnot, because it's 1440p, but I think what I thought was going to happen happened, and it eliminated some of the CPU bottleneck, just upping the resolution. So we stayed right at about the same. We lost like 2 FPS, because I don't think we ever dropped below 60 when we were at 1080p. We dropped right to 60, but not under. At least not that I saw, but I wasn't sitting there only watching the frame rate counter the entire time, so I might have missed it, you know? But still, more than playable, I would say. And there's gonna be some patches, I'm sure, that'll come out, and hopefully a new driver update here sooner or later. That would also be pretty cool. Haven't had one since December. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys for this particular video. It's time for me to move on to the secondary computer and then primary computer, and then I can start voiceovering and editing. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you. And until the next video, peace out, guys.